The PFF Plus holiday sale is going on right now. Use the promo code HOLIDAY30 to get yourself 30% off a PFF Plus subscription. That means that you get everything. The grades, the premium stats, all of the fantasy tools, all of the betting tools, all the draft tools. It's everything a football fan could want year round. Holiday 30, that's what gets you 30% off that year-long PFF Plus subscription at subscribe.pff.com. Steelers and Ravens. Obviously, a lot on the line for this game as well, with the two teams at the top of the AFC North. You want to talk about the Ravens here for this one, or the Steelers?
Let's talk about Lamar Jackson for a second, because there's been some heavy splits on where he has succeeded this year and where he has struggled. We've talked before that he's been great in play action and not so great in the drop back game. Actually, right now, the lowest graded passer in non-play action situations. But another split that he has right now is that he's still been one of the best passers in the NFL over the middle of the field, and he's struggled on the outside. Now, when you cut the field into those 18-yard thirds that I like to talk about, that middle third of the field, he's got an 89.7 passing grade, completing 82% of his passes. This is where the Steelers have struggled in coverage, whether or not there's play action. They have had a really hard time covering over the middle of the field with their linebackers, with their safeties, a 29.5 coverage grade. As a team, Pittsburgh over the middle third of the field, and are allowing an explosive pass over 22% of the time. If Lamar can get the run game, if Lamar and Derrick Henry can get the run game going a little bit and get the linebackers creeping closer to the line of scrimmage, they can get the ball over the middle to their tight ends, they can use their play action concepts, and they can work right now to what Lamar Jackson's strengths are. I'd imagine that they want to attack this team down the middle of the field, down the seams of what's so often a cover 3 defense. If they can do that, I think they can find greater success in the passing game, and they can bounce back really from that turnover-laden effort they had last week against Cincinnati.
Baltimore winning the tiebreaker right now for the top of the division. So obviously this game means a lot to both of these teams wanting to win that division and wanting to make the playoffs, because it doesn't feel like the loser of this division is going to get in. I'm looking at the rest of the wins and losses right now. I guess there's a chance that they could get two teams in, because the AFC feels so wide open. But obviously this one's going to be massive, especially if the Ravens win it, and they're going to be able to own those tiebreakers over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Ravens just in general, we talked about it with their game last week. They just don't, it doesn't look right with them. Like the entire offense, it just feels difficult. It doesn't feel like things are coming easy to them. And I know Lamar's missed some time, but he's back now, and it feels as though we're at the point where it should start to look a little bit easier, and they're running out of time to sort of get hot and play their best football going into the postseason if they're going to make it into the postseason. So this game's obviously a big deal with it being in Baltimore. You should expect them to win it. And unfortunately for the Steelers, you should expect the Baltimore Ravens to win this game, simply because what do you have to hang your hat on the offense right now? Outside of some good games from Darnell Washington that have been cool to see the massive tight end get involved in the passing game a lot more this year. It's an inconsistent run game, certainly. The offensive line has been up and down, but specifically the passing game. When you look at the last 4 games that the Steelers have played, they have a 36.2 overall passing grade. That is 31st in the NFL. The only team worse is the Minnesota Vikings. Their 6.9 average depth of target is just 26th in the NFL. There are 20 explosive. I thought this is a very telling stat, Dalton. There are 20 explosive plays in the passing game specifically, are 18th most in the NFL. But they have just one where the ball has traveled more than 20 yards. So the explosive plays that this team has often come from, okay, we're still getting the ball into Aaron Rodgers' hands quickly. We're designing it correctly. There's some good accuracy, and we're getting a lot of yards after catch. It's only one play where they have passed the ball more than 20 yards and completed it over the last month. That's just not going to get it done. And even with the Ravens offense being as up and down as it is, I trust them more than I trust the Steelers at this point, especially with Aaron Rodgers, talking post game about, wide receivers aren't going to film meetings, and when he's checking the routes, guys aren't running the right routes and things like that. Man, it's week 13. Like we're beyond that at this point. You're not just at a training camp. It's hard for me to have a lot of faith in the Steelers right now. I'm going Ravens 24, Steelers 14.
I agree. I think we're getting an ugly defensive game. You got two struggling offenses, but I have more faith in the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, with Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers. I have more faith in them to bounce back just enough to get a win here at home. I have it 20-16 Baltimore. I just don't think, I think you called it right there. The Ravens defense has been playing better lately, and it's been shown that if you're going to attack them now, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow did it last week, you have to attack them downfield. The Steelers just can't do that yet right now. They just don't have the offensive line to give Aaron Rodgers enough time. He's not mobile enough right now to be able to attack downfield when he's improvising, and they just don't have enough threats on the outside, I think, to threaten this team vertically down the field. They have to rely on yards after catch. They're going to have to find a way to run the football, but the Ravens' run defense has been a lot better lately. I like Baltimore in a slugfest.